this is Azula, kind of working at a Cathy Hartley clinic here in Dayton, Tennessee. Our biggest goal is to stop. Right now, she's a little kind of hot on the go around. I'm trying to make sure that she rolls her shoulder off, pressure, tries to keep the sheep together in a group, and not make a mess, all while learning how to stop and come off the stalk when I ask her to. So, go around here. It's going to be a lot of the go around. She's a little tighter than I want her. I need to get her back off. And this is the first day. Created a mess there. This is the first day of a 3-day clinic, so I'm hoping that she ends up improving a little bit on the stock. Most of her work has actually been on cattle, and she's arguing with me a little bit there. This video does not have audio because in order to be able to use it, I have had to scrub all of the audio files and instructional files from the clinic videos. So I can do voiceover, and I can talk about things, but I can't actually use the original audio. So I liked how she kicked back on that last go round, and then we got to stop. She's a little panicked because the stock is getting away, but we're trying to teach her how to relax a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of send her around and have her pick up the stock gently. That was okay. She's a little amped up. I need to work on this body language. My timing is a little off. She is arguing with me there, and I'm trying to get her to go kind of back off and think, and then before she stops. So she is bending to pressure quite, that is a lot of what I like and on the go around, but she's not really, ideally I want her to stop kind of completely on the opposite end of the arena, but she is just really in tune to try to make sure that those sheep stay put behind me. And every time I try to stop her, she kind of flanks instead of stopping. So, yay, we have a stop. And she's arguing with me a little bit. I do not like barking. I prefer quiet work, but sometimes they don't cooperate. The sheep were good. Responsive sheep. A little dog broke, but not full knee knockers. And there I'm trying to get her out off the stalk. And I'm not allowing her to have her sheep until she gives, or she's all the way out on the rail. Much better. These videos are really hard for me to watch as I'm voicing over. I've got my stock collected and I want her to start keying down her body pressure, which she did there as she's arguing with me, but she's still trying to do what I want. And right now I'm just trying to get her to kind of relax off the pressure a little bit. So, stopping, not allowing her to have her sheep until she stops. Yay, a little bit more distance on that stop. And then I want her to come around softly and gently, and we're not quite there yet. And, it's okay, hopefully we'll get there. So I'm trying to get her to kind of back off with there. It's a good out right there, disengaging from the stalk. And now I'm trying to get her to stop off the stalk. And if it's a good stop. And then I'm going to send her around. And I want her all the way out on this round pen rail. I really need to start pushing her a little bit further on this. She is about 17 months old in this video. And I really need to keep working on sheep. It's a little overwhelming for me. She comes in, she's got a lot of push and want to, probably because we've been working cows so much. But I'm trying to send her around, and because the stock went past me, I pushed back on her that time, because I'm just like, I need you to cool your jets. So I'm not allowing her to have her sheep. She is going up against the rail, which is where I need her to be. But we're trying to get her to stop. And she did. So now I'm going to try to get her sent around as close to the rail as possible. She's actually she's a lot further ahead of where a lot of my other dogs are, but I still need to keep asking for more. And now she's going to come to me like a good dog. That doesn't mean the work is over for her. It just means she's got to come to me. And she's a good dog. So now that she came to me, she can get back up and work again. And then she gave off a nice 90-degree flank there. But she was a little bit hot, so I'm trying to get her to think and back herself off a little bit. And we gotta stop. It's a little closer to stock than where I want to be, but she's holding her stop quite a bit more than she had been, so I'm pretty happy with that. And notice how one of the issues that I'm having with her, instead of stopping, she's flanking back and forth until I let her to go. So she pushed the sheep beyond me, I put pressure on her to try to get her to stop. Then we're going to come around with hopefully a nice calm thinking about our body posture on the gather. And overall, that's okay. And now the sheep are past me, so she's got to put them back. And right now, I am kind of doing like reverse figure eights a little bit, so I don't have to always stop her, so she knows we have to do a little bit of continuity to cover the flanks. It's a good stop there. Need a little bit more distance now, but she's going and arcing around quite nicely. She did go the wrong direction. I wanted her to go the other way. But we're starting to apply thought and brakes, and the sheep are approximately where I want them. They're a little too far ahead. She's pushing too hard, but she's at least stopping now. So, yay, stopping! And then I'm gonna try to send her around. Oh, no, I wanted her to come off with me. So that was a good dog. You can stop working. And then I'm going to send her around, hopefully along the rail, to go back to work. She's a little uncertain, because I'm not usually that far behind her. That was a very... Okay, she stopped because she was going in really tight. So I want her to be close to the rail. And she's cheating again, so I'm trying to get her out as close to the rail as possible. And there she's on the rail. Now she's got to go in and try to scoop the stock. There we go. Not quite understanding what I want there. And now I need to get her to slow down and think about it. There's a good stop. And then I wanted her to come off with me so I could recenter on just basic outrun building. So I'm going to want her there to go that way on the fence where she is, which is good. Keep her out on that fence. She cheated a little bit at the very end there, but I'm going to have to keep working on that. So I got my sheep. She gathered the mice for me. Now I need her to stop. And no sheep until you stop. Good dog. And then I'm going to pull her off again. I don't always pull her off. Sometimes I continue to work on balancing and gathering. But she's got to understand that you can come off the stalk and then go back to work. And that's kind of the mentality I want. And I want her on that rail as much as possible. So I stopped her because she came off. And then she's back on it. Picked him up, covered him nice, and there now she came on a little hot, so I'm putting a little pressure on her to get her to slow down. She is still flitting back and forth a little bit. Hopefully her stops will improve by the end of the clinic. But this is just kind of building on to gathers, trying to get her to go out back to the rail and back off her body language. Overall, I need to ask for more, but I'm okay with the progress that we've made because, well, we don't spend a lot of time on sheep. So now I'm trying to walk the correct direction, and she is in the wrong place. The sheep left me. So she's going to have to come around and try to bring them back again. And now she's trying to get them to settle into a hold. And they keep shuffling, so she keeps flitting back and forth to their heads, and that was a naughty dog. There was a verbal correction there. No biting allowed. But they're settling, and she's still kind of sharking around, so we kind of need her to get her to be off and relaxed. Not angry at her. Here, it may look like I'm angry at her, because, you know, but I'm not. We're working. Just, you can go back to work, you can come off the stalk, you can come off the stalk, you go back to work. Out to the rail. She is cheating. I should have stopped her right there, but I did not. I don't know why I did not. Probably because I was making stopping was more of a priority, and calling off was more of a priority. But I really need to be more consistent. Man, these videos are really humbling when you go through. But right now, as I said, we're getting her to try to stop. She's flitting. The sheep are not moving. She has no need to be moving right now. So she's trying to go flip from the head to the tail. And I'm trying to get her to kind of disengage. Her shoulder came off there. That's good. But she needs to try to keep. So I need to pull her over. I was pulling her to the other side. And then trying to get her to go, to stay close to the rail. Nope. I did not do that again. For whatever reason. She pushed him by me, so I'm trying to get her to back off and stop. And I really hope I'm doing this well. But overall, I'm happy on how she's covering. The sheep heads are mostly pointed in the right direction. Stopping, we have to work on, because she's still flitting back and forth a little bit here. Some of that is probably me being very inconsistent on where my pressure is. I'm just trying to do the best I can to block with my paddle in as close to neutral as I can get it, as she is learning how to settle in on herself. So she stopped there, and I did not want her to do that. I wanted her to come off with me, I believe. So I was trying to get her to get out and then come with me, because I think we are almost done filming for this segment. But I am very proud how she's coming off of the stalk when asked. And I think she's... Overall, I'm happy with her gathers. We need to push for more. So I'm kind of helping her stay on that rail. Whoops. Accidentally pressure too far to the front of the face. Accidentally flipped her direction. I had to put her back. So, I'm supporting a little bit this time because of the cut-ins that she did the last couple of times. So she's a little uncertain. And there she's hooked up. Just... That's exactly where I want her. Told her there to turn in. And now I need her to kind of try to back down the pressure. And she's going to have to stop. Not being a jerk. Flipping back and forth. That's a good stop. And now I'm trying to get her to come out a little bit. And that's a quiet body language on that gather, so I'm going to let that go a little bit, but I really need to start putting that to a better place.